Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and let's talk about PAX today. And I'm not talking about the nickname PAX for what Uber drivers affectionately and sometimes not so affectionately refer to as Passenger X. Okay, I guess I now have to explain that. A PAX from an Uber driver is a passenger who was calling an Uber X platform. They are sometimes referred to by this affectionately or very, very, very sarcastically because PAX tend to be the cheapest, rudest, and most uncomfortable passengers to get on the Uber platform, and yet sometimes they make your day. So it's a love-hate relationship. But we're not talking about that kind of PAX. We are talking about PAX, the company. More specifically, PAX Tips. Now, what is PAX Tips? Well, they are a company that has sprung up. A whole company has sprung up basically because Uber refuses to add a tip option to the app. I mean, Uber could save themselves a lot of hassle. They can save us a lot of hassle. They can save themselves a lot of embarrassment by adding a tip option in the app, but they won't. And, basically the Uber drivers, we're getting a little fed up about it. We want our tips. We want our tips. I mean, that's why most of us drive Lyft. Or we drive Lyft more because Lyft has tips. Like, here's the thing. When it comes to the weekends and Uber is offering their boost surges and their bonuses, of course I'm going to drive for Uber. Any other day of the week, I'm driving for Lyft. Because basically, if there's no surge, there's no money in Uber. With Lyft, there's potentially money even if there's not a surge. Well, PAX Tips have heard you, they understand where we're coming from, and they want to do something about it. Ever since Uber changed their policy where basically tips used to be against policy, but now they're for policy, even they still won't add the tip option, PAX has been designing what they call a PAX tip box, or a smart tipping box for Uber drivers. That's what PAX is. That's their product. And it's been in development for a while, and I have to stay up front right now, just there's no confusion. They aren't paying me to make this video. I just read it. It sounds like a good idea. Like most Kickstarter projects, who knows if it actually is a good idea? Who knows if it actually worked the way it's supposed to? We just don't know. However, I have contributed a pledge to get a PAX tipping box because I like the idea behind it, and it's one of those things that's worth taking a risk on. Plus, it's a business expense for those of you who might be a little shaky on this. But anyway, so what is it? Well, it's a little box that gets put on the back of the headset. Now, obviously, if someone sits in the front of the car, they're probably not going to see this, but most people sit in the back on Uber. On Lyft, I see people sit up in front, and it doesn't really matter if it's Lyft because guess what? Those people have a tip option on the app. And what the box does is there's a slot in there so that someone can put a cash tip in there. Now, they have assured us in the press release, or the press kit, I should say, that basically it would be very, very hard to get this money unless the thing was completely taken off the headset. And I assume, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume that basically they're going to make this very difficult without like a special key or something. So if anyone from PAX is watching this, that's my little suggestion. Make it really difficult to take it off without a special key. But anyway, so they can put cash in, but some people don't carry cash because that's always been like the problem, because I've had tip jars for a long time and the tip jars don't always bring any tips in because people don't carry cash. Well, they've got you covered too. They have a credit card processing fee. Now, I don't know how it works, but people can swipe the card, they can put in a tip from $3, $5, $10 or other, and you pay a 3% credit card processing fee, which pretty much means for every dollar you get, you pay 3 cents. That is not unreasonable. And this is one of the reasons why credit card companies make so much money upon the millions upon millions of these 3 cents that they get. So anyway, the Kickstarter project has launched, so they are getting serious about this. And the rewards are not much, but there are some. If you pledge $5, you can get an I Tip Uber driver sticker. Whoop-de-doo. If you pledge $15, you can get a witty one-liner on the PAX display. However, at $99, which is the one that I pledged at, is where you start getting the rewards. $99 is a super early bird 1 PAX box. Those are limited to 100 pledges because they're selling those boxes at a loss. They're not making money on those ones, or at the very least, they're not making much. So if you're one of the first 100 people to pledge on that, you can get a box. After that, $120, you get an early bird 1-pack box, which, that one's $2,000. You're still getting it less for what it retails for, but, the 2,000 people can get it for $20 less. $150, you get the PAX box, but that's the regular price. Then you do like $7,500, you get uplifting corporate sponsor, and $10,000, you get ultimate corporate sponsor. I will let you decide whether or not that is worth your time and money. But here's the thing. If I wasn't going to pay $10,000 on the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter campaign to meet Yu Suzuki, I am probably not going to spend $10,000 on this. But this sounds like a really good idea. This sounds like a really neat product. I like the idea behind it. And now some people are going to point out that, well, what about Vugo? Where does Vugo come in? Here's the thing. I think you can have both. But Vugo is very difficult to set up, and it's not in all markets. From what I understand, this is going to be very universal. Anyone can have it anywhere. And while you won't be making money per mile like you would with Vugo, because, Vugo is an advertising thing, you don't have to get into the process of buying a tablet and a tablet holder and activating that tablet to do Wi-Fi and then signing up for the service. It's still worth trying to get onto Vugo. But if that is too much of a hassle or it's just simply not available, this might be the next best thing. So the PAX Smart Tipping Box for Uber drivers. It's in the Kickstarter thing now. I have made a pledge. I pledged the $99 and it will end in 29 days. It's got 22 backers right now and it's at $761 out of a $50,000 goal. So yeah, it's got a little ways to go, but who knows? So yeah, if this sounds like a good idea, make your pledge, share it with your friends, share it in your, Uber groups. I think it sounds like a fantastic idea. I cannot guarantee the product will actually work the way it's supposed to. I'm going to state that up front. We never know. I mean, the Ouya was pretty much one of the biggest Kickstarter campaigns ever. And that didn't work very well. Like, the controllers were kind of glitchy and it never caught on. And for that matter, Mighty Number 9, that looked like that was going to be an awesome game. That game ended up sucking. To the point where, though, I did not participate in the Kickstarter campaign for Mighty Number 9. I was able to get it on Xbox One, Day 1 edition, for $7.50 at Best Buy. That's how far it fell and how little it lived up to expectations. But you know what? I think that's a rant for my other channel, which deals with, the video game and anime rants and stuff like that. Anyway, so I just wanted to let you know about this, and we will be back soon with more video stuff, as opposed to, got a little chime, as you probably heard. Basically, yeah, we'll be back with regular videos soon. In the meantime, what do you guys think about it? I'd like to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.